Hi everyone, I'm Lori Teal. I'm a psychiatric nurse practitioner, and what I believe is that each individual has its own story that's waiting to unfold. I look at each person who comes into my office as an individual, with their own expression and their own story and their own unique perspective at looking at life. I feel like my job is really to look at those symptoms and try to understand what the individual's call is. Like, what are they trying to understand about themselves? What is getting in the way? What are these symptoms really an indication of? And oftentimes, it's those symptoms are really just a way of getting us to kind of wake up and pay attention to what being participating in life and being aware of what our own calling is, our own heart's desire is. And oftentimes what gets in the way is kind of the 1.0 version of ourselves, which was developed from somewhere between conception, yes, conception, and to around age 10 years old. That's the 1.0 version of ourselves where when things are happening to us as children, we develop what's called core beliefs, so ways of trying to find meaning in our world. But those ways of finding meaning in our world were developed with a brain that wasn't fully developed, from a state of a child's perspective. And from the adult perspective, sometimes those things still get in the way. We're triggered in relationships, we're triggered at work. Some of those old values are no longer working for us. So we have to bring some of those patterns into awareness so that we can shift that perception and that way of being. And as we shift that perception and that way of being, we're also changing everything else that's happening in our body, because when we change a belief from something that's so limiting and so painful to something that's more powerful and more engaging and active in our lives, we're actually creating a whole cascade of physiological responses in our body as well. So one core belief that says I'm unworthy, that's running in the background all the time in our day-to-day functioning, is affecting around 1,400 chemicals in our body. We know this through heart math. So, and then there's this other aspect of that, which is when we do the work around the core beliefs and we start reframing that into a place of more empowerment, we're affecting that physiology of the body. And now there's another level still to go, and that is releasing that stored trauma, those stored experiences from our nervous system. And once we release that story from the nervous system, now our cells, when they begin to regenerate new cells, have new information in our cells, in our mitochondria, that now gets to be expressed at a different level of awareness with a different vibration of being. And this is how I see mental health. I see mental health as health. Lots of ways of doing intervention, but my goal is really just to listen to the individual and find out what is the right intervention for that person. Where can I help them engage along their journey, to really see the potential human being that they are, to call out those gifts that are within them. Because all of our stored pain and trauma, there's actually such beauty and resiliency that lives in there, that once you start healing, creates a whole new trajectory for your life. And that's the life that I want to show you, the life that's out there waiting for you. And I'd love to be your guide on this journey, but I'm here to tell you that you are the one that you've been waiting for, and I'd like to show you how.